Sometimes hope comes in the simplest and smallest packages, like 3 words from a stranger who would become family. I picture a grief support group room. You can probably imagine it exactly as it was. I mean, the uncomfortable chairs around a table, fluorescent lights that seem too harsh for such tender moments, and faces etched with stories of loss. And that's when I first met Lee. I remember walking in that day feeling like my grief was a weight too heavy to carry. My eyes were puffy and red from crying, the kind of crying that comes from somewhere deep in your soul. And there she was, this remarkable, diminutive woman who embodied everything you'd expect from a stereotypical Jewish grandmother, complete with expressive blue eyes and a smile that somehow made the room feel warmer. When our eyes met, she didn't offer platitudes or try to fix my pain. Instead, she simply said, "It gets easier." 3 words. Just 3 words, but they held such power because they came from someone who had walked this path before me. I didn't believe her, of course. I was in too much pain. And at that moment, I couldn't have known how important B would become in my healing journey. I couldn't have predicted how that support group would transform from a room full of strangers into a lifeline of understanding and hope. But that's the thing about grief and healing. Sometimes the most profound connections come when we're at our most vulnerable. You see, what I've learned and what B and so many others have taught me is that grief isn't something that we get over. It's not an illness to cure or a phase to pass through. Instead, we learn to live with it. We learn to carry it differently. And yes, that part does get easier with time. If you're walking through grief right now, know that you're not alone. There's no timeline for healing, no right way to grieve, but there are people like B out there. People who understand, who can hold space for your pain, and who can show you that while the love never dies, the pain does get easier to carry. Thanks for watching.